Hi, this is CJ with Whittling Shack again, and I just want to go through some wood carving tools with you. Here we have knives, we have palm tools, and mallet tools. These are the three basic types of hand tool carving tools. So with a knife, now one of my rules here, we have these are Stubai from Austria, a little plug-in for them. This is a standard knife. This is the first knife that you'd probably buy, about 1.5 inches long knife sharpened on this straight edge here. This is then a detail knife, so this would be your second knife. Very popular for doing eyes, details, little features. So one of our rules is I always stay connected when we're using the knives. So the 4 cuts that we teach in our beginner classes is, number 1, we always stay connected, and we normally use a wood carving glove on this hand. Just because I'm going quickly here, I'm not going to wear the glove, and there you can see clear. But the first cut is a push cut, 2 thumbs on the tool, 2 thumbs back to back, but always stay connected. I'm always under control. Push cut. The second cut is a pull cut here. Pull cut, always still connected and under control. So push, pull. The next useful cut is a stop cut. It's a stop cut for doing, say, faces in a block of wood, different chip cuts. It's a stop cut. Stop, and then I do a push cut up until there to clear out that wood to make that little notch. So we'll have people practice doing notches all along the wood to get knife control. Now the wood I'm using is basswood. We're in Minnesota, so basswood is plentiful here, and it's very beautiful, clear, straight grain wood. So push, pull, stop, and then the one that I like to teach is somebody called it a $1 million cut. I call it a 3-cut chip, but it's where you're doing a stop cut. You can put it down on the bench, a stop cut, get it in the same hole, and then do a clearing cut as your third cut. That's to clean out little corners and stuff. But when you're doing carvings, a lot of these little shadow areas are what make that carving come to life. So the very last thing some people do is come through and clean up all their edges and make these little cuts. So that's a knife. Great for handheld, whittling, that sort of thing. This knife is Stubai from Austria, available on our website. It's about $20. The detail knife is back ordered right now. It's about $24. Next, palm tools. These are 5 inches in length, and they vary. Now, everybody says, well, tool numbering system is crazy. Well, if you think of golf clubs or the number from 1 to 11, a 1 is very straight, 2, 3, a little bit more, 4, 5, medium, 9, 11. So think of it that way, where from 1 to 11, 1 being straight across, 11 being a complete U. So that's, carving tools normally have 2 numbers, and so this will be a number 3, probably about 1/4 inch. I think a lot of them are from Europe, so they're in millimeters. So I always think of 12 millimeter is 1/2 inch. 12, 1 and 2, 1/2 inch. So half of 12 is 6. So 1/4 inch is 6 millimeter. Double 12 is 24. That'd be an inch. So now you know that, and so the second number refers to the distance from corner to corner. So this is a number 3, so it's very flat, 1/4 inch, or 6 millimeters from corner to corner. This one is a number 11, so it's a very U, and it's about 1/2 inch across, so 12 millimeter across. This, you could probably guess, number 5. So we have a 3, 5, 11 right here. This is a 20 millimeter, which is 3/4 across. These are my 3 favorite tools sitting out here, because the general rule is always use the biggest tool you can for the space provided. This is a V tool. So now there's a lot of numbers, 16, 20, 30s, that sort of thing. And that just refers to different bent shafts, and then like a short bend and a deep bend. And then we get in the 30s and 40 numbering system where it's V tools. So a basic set of these palm tools costs about $100, $120. it would include 1 V-tool and 4 gouges. Stay away from those 3 chisel sets. The straight across tools, you just don't use those as much. I'd rather get 4 gouges and a V-tool and vary your depth. Wide, narrow, deep, shallow. Get 4 of those gouges and a nice big V-tool or middle-sized V-tool even. You'll be setting good with that. These are not to be malleted. You should not mallet these. And we don't even recommend relief carving with palm tools. If you do relief carving, relief as when you put the pattern on the wood and you take the background down, you relieve the pattern. Because what happens is it can get really dangerous and you start driving it into your hand, or we call them knuckle busters, where you're trying to remove background and you start scraping your knuckles. So any relief carving you do with anything with any size, I would go to the mallet tools. Now, one thing is making outlining in relief carving. You'll see a lot of people using a knife for outlining. And to me, we're traditional carvers here. That's a no-no. You don't want to do that at all. Because here you might make a nice cut, but when the grain runs this way and you cut like this, that knife is going to dig in with the grain and it's going to create a deep mark that you can't remove very easily. So you always see the deep knife cut. What we do is we use V-tools. So I would outline this with the V-tool. It makes kind of a rounded V, but that way I can come in and take away the background and have a nice clean cut. So that's palm tools. Now mallet tools, same numbering system. Our basic set of these run from 160 to 180. Same exact thing. 1 V-tool in our basic set, 4 gouges. This is a number 3, about 16 millimeter, 20 millimeter across, so it's 3/4 of an inch. This is a number 5, 12 millimeters, so it's a 1/2 inch across. This is a number 9. Number 11, it's a U. So you can see the 3, 5, 11, and the trusty V-tool. Again, I would have a basic set of these, 1 V-tool, 4 gouges, skip those chisels, and you can even use these in conjunction with the palm tools. You can do roughing out work with these, and then come in if you need to and use your palm tools to do detail. You can do now relief carving, everything should be clamped down, or using mallet tools, everything should be clamped down. So you can use just a simple C-clamp. I know people make different contraptions to hold their relief carving, but I pretty much just use C-clamps. And the process is outline and in relief. I'll cover relief carving later, but these are excellent for relief. Basically, two-handed tools. You're already always grounded onto the wood, or you're malleting like this. And we do teach in our beginner classes left and right-handed carving. So these are Stubai from Austria, available on our website, of course. And we sharpen these, make sure they're razor sharp. These are tempered all the way through the blade, not just cheap tools in the end they'll go dull right away. They're very good. We've been carrying these for over 20 years. The last thing I'll talk about with this little tool intro here is the Euro tool. Some people call it a beginner set. I do not call it that, or a mid-range. But these, as you can see, are right in between the two. They have the shoulder on the tool, so they're fully malletable. I can use them as a mallet. I can use them relief, but I can also use them like a long-handled palm tool, like this kind of carving. So these work really nice, and there's such a huge variety and sizes and stuff with these. So the Euro tool, some people with smaller hands, kids, some women, smaller size people, they would use these just as they would use the mallet tool, but we use these interchangeably, and I really love the versatility of the Euro tool, Stubai from Austria, for that reason. So once again, CJ with Whittle and Check out our website. If you have any questions, send me a comment. Thank you.